Knock, knock. Hello, my name's Kirsten. I'll be your nurse practitioner student.
Hello, Kirsten.
How are you doing today?
I am doing well.
Wonderful. So, what should I go ahead and call you?
Josh.
All right, Josh. So, I see here today you were brought in because you had some concerns about your memory. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
All right. So, today we're just going to perform a basic mental status exam. I'm just going to ask you some questions, and they're going to range from easy to maybe more difficult. But if we keep a nice even pace, we'll be able to get through it, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you, what is today?
Today is March 27th, 2023.
And what is the season?
It is spring.
And what country are we in?
We are in the United States.
And what county?
Crawford.
And what town?
Galion, Ohio.
And what kind of place are we in?
We are in an Avita walking clinic.
Okay, so we see that Joshua is alert and oriented. He's able to tell me his surroundings physically and abstractly as well. Next, Joshua, I'm going to ask you to repeat 3 objects back to me that I'm going to say. It's going to be shoe, flower, clock.
Shoe, flower, clock.
Wonderful. So I see that you're able to recall those those words for me. Next, we're going to move on to have you spell the word world backwards for me.
D-L-R-O-W.
Wonderful. So I see that you're able to keep that attention and repeat those letters back to me in appropriate alignment. Next, I'm going to have you name a few objects for me. So what is this here?
Pen.
Wonderful. And how about this?
That is a bracelet.
Great. Can you repeat no ifs, ands, or buts?
No if, ands, or buts.
Wonderful. And next, I'm going to hand you this piece of paper, and I want you to go ahead and refold it in the opposite direction, and with your right hand, and go ahead and place it on the ottoman. Wonderful. Next, I'm going to go ahead and write a sentence here, but I want you to be able to perform that task for me, okay?
Okay.
All right, wonderful. So go ahead and open. What I had asked Joshua to complete, I wrote down for him to close his eyes, and he was able to perform that task, able to read it and perform it appropriately. Next, I'm actually going to go ahead and have you write a sentence there for me.
Okay.
All right, so the sentence Joshua stated was, "I'd like to eat pizza with my wife." So I see here that he has a subject and he also has a verb, so that would be scored appropriately as well. Overall, within the language category, Joshua is able to recognize objects. He's able to state what they are without hesitation. He's able to follow his commands without hesitation. He's able to perceive what those are and perform the action. He was able to read the statement appropriately, close your eyes, and then once again able to perform that task. And then he was also able to write that sentence. His letters and words were written correctly. There was no misspellings, nor were his words or letters in the wrong direction. And he was able to use a subject and verb, so he has strong language skills. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and have you draw 2 pentagons there for me and make them intersecting. All right, so Joshua is able to complete those pentagons. listed up here. I actually had 2 pentagons intersecting that he was able to copy. So he was able to perform that task. There are 5 sides and they are intersecting. Next, Joshua, I'm going to go ahead and ask you what your emotional status is today.
I feel wonderful today.
Wonderful. So you'd say you feel happy?
Yes, happy.
Okay. So he feels happy, and I can see by his relaxed body language and his bright affect that that is to be true. Next, I'm going to ask you a question about 2 objects. What does an apple and orange have in common?
They have many similarities, but I would say common ones would be they both grow on trees and they both are fruits.
They sure are. So I see here that he is able to compare 2 items. So his analogies and similarities are appropriate. Next, I'm going to ask you a sentence and I want you to tell me how you perceive that, okay? People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
I would say this means people should not judge others when they have the same weaknesses.
All right, I would agree. So there we can see he is able to have appropriate abstract reasoning. He is able to draw conclusions off of objects that aren't concrete. Next, I'm going to have you perform a few basic math problems, such as what is like 3 times 2?
That would be 6.
And what is 5 times 6?
30.
And 2 times 2?
4.
Great. So he's able to perform simple math calculations. Next, I'm going to ask you some questions about your memory. So I'm going to have you repeat a word back to me. All right, it's baseball.
Baseball.
Okay. And what did you do today, Josh?
I went to Hobby Lobby with my beautiful wife.
All right. And what year did you move here to Galleon?
I moved here to Galleon in 2018.
All right. So here with his memory, I can see that he has immediate recall, able to answer the object. He has a recent memory of today. He's able to recall what he did today. And he does have good long-term memory as well. He's able to recall what year he was able to move to Galleon. So next we're going to go ahead and move on to, I'm going to say a sentence here. And it's going to be, if the tiger was killed by the lion, what animal would be dead?
The tiger.
So here I can see that his judgment and decision making in a hypothetical situation is appropriate. He's able to logically conduct that the tiger was killed by the lion in that sentence. So overall, we could see here that Josh's, like I said, his decision making is appropriate and within normal limits. Joshua, are you hearing or seeing anything that isn't there?
No.
So as of right now, his perceptual distortions, that he states he's not having any hallucinations. And by observing his body language, I can also see that he is not non-verbally responding to any stimuli. His eyes remained, fixed and focused during that time. Overall, his attention span is appropriate. He's able to answer these questions appropriately. He's coherent. Communication pattern throughout the assessment, had a well-organized thought. He wasn't jumping from sentence to sentence or jumbling his words. He had a good quality, nice even pace, appropriate tone, as it's not indicating any signs of any hearing deficits, no signs of aphasia, able to comprehend his emotions, and overall, his assessment was within normal limits. Thank you so much.
Thank you.